Let's talk about the Emperor and bringing it to life in your readings through interpretations and insights. So if you're doing a past, present, future spread and the Emperor lands in the past position, this would likely represent a time in your life when you had to take on the role of leadership and authority. Your skills were put to use and the wisdom and knowledge that you had really helped yourself and other people to get real results. This may also be pointing to a very difficult time in your past that you had to overcome in order to get to where you're at now. Overall, it would represent a very important part of your past that helped to develop who you are now and what your current reality is. If the Emperor landed in the present position, this would represent the need to be more authoritative in your current situation. You may be facing many obstacles all at once and are being asked to handle it with discipline and high energy. You also may be currently experiencing some kind of recognition leading to fame or a higher social status. Overall, now is not the time to back down from any challenges. You have what it takes to find your way, it's just a matter of feeling confident and self-assured. If the Emperor lands in the future position, this would likely indicate a change of personal power coming your way. Now is the time to get grounded and prepare for some kind of upgrade. You may be asked to lead yourself or other people through obstacles or some kind of situation. This could also act as a beacon of hope, meaning that you will be very successful at overcoming your current difficulties and challenges. The hardships that you're currently facing will not lead to your downfall. You will make your way out of it and become more powerful because of your ability to learn and expand. Any form of self-discipline is going to pay off now and in the future. As a single card reading, it would really just depend on what you're asking about and what the context of the situation is. As a person, the Emperor would represent a boss, a leader, or somebody else in a position of power and authority. This is somebody who has a tremendous amount of experience, whether that be through age, their career, their hobbies, or something else. This would likely be a very masculine presenting person that either has an old soul or is older in age. They have been through a lot, and because of that, they are seen as a sort of guiding light for others. They are great at giving advice and helping others to achieve a sense of direction and purpose in life. They can come off as a little bit cold or detached, but it's just because they spend a lot of time in their head thinking rather than in their body feeling. As an environment, the Emperor would represent a very structured and militant space. For instance, if representing a workplace, this would likely be pointing to a job that has a lot of rules and regulations and training to get to the top. There would likely be a clear chain of command and little to no forgiveness for disrespecting the order of things. On the other hand, it could come off as a very nurturing and uplifting space, giving those who are lost the structure that they need in order to succeed in their lives. As an energy, the Emperor would represent force, intensity, and power. The masculine qualities of this card would be dominant in whatever situation you're asking about, so expect a certain level of action or fast-paced energy to be a requirement for success. The Emperor's energy is very powerful and authoritative, so there does need to be some kind of preparation or readiness in order to embrace the intensity of this card. If the Emperor is surrounded by pentacles, this would likely indicate a powerful position within your current workplace. You could be getting promoted or asked to further your current skills before moving up the chain of command. It could also represent the structure that you've developed surrounding your body and personal health. For example, a workout routine or a diet that you've been working hard at. In terms of advice, it would likely be encouraging you to get grounded, practice more self-discipline, and to power through your physical world obstacles. Nothing holds power over you, but you have to recognize that from within before it becomes something you project outwardly. When the Emperor is surrounded by swords, it would indicate some mental limitations or beliefs that are getting in the way of you feeling powerful and in control. It could be telling you to think more logically about a challenge in order to come out the other side feeling successful and accomplished. Contrary to that, you may need to add more emotion to the situation as to not overthink the journey ahead. Overall, this would represent a crucial moment in the development of your brain and your belief systems. The way you're talking to yourself and others is of great importance right now. When the Emperor is surrounded by cups, this would be a clear sign of emotional maturity. You are likely going through something that is significantly developing your self-awareness, and you're being asked to have an open mindset about the challenges that you're facing. The way through whatever you're bumping up against requires more fluidity than what you're currently allowing. This may also be an invitation to feel more. You may need to slow down and smell the roses. It's a time to practice more mindfulness and prioritize intimacy in romantic relationships. When the Emperor is surrounded by wands, this would represent advice on how to proceed through a challenge or adventure. Depending on the cards, you may need to add more force, more drive, and ultimately act quicker, or you need to delegate more, slow down, and reevaluate before moving forward. Overall, it would be giving you the keys to success in terms of what steps you need to take at this time. It could also symbolize a deep sense of purpose and power within your spirituality and creativity, encouraging you to expand your understanding of who you are in relation to your religious and spiritual beliefs. Reading reversals is a personal preference. Upright cards have everything that you need to make a clear and concise reading. If you choose not to read reversed, it will not limit you in any shape or form as a reader. But with that being said, if you do want to read reversals and that's how the Emperor comes out, it would represent the importance of being assertive and dominant in a situation. Now is the time to put mind over heart. You need to be very proactive about how you work through any challenges. Waiting for things to sort themselves out will only feed the problem and allow it to grow out of your control. Make an effort to face things head on and you will be successful. Otherwise, you may go through a period of feeling defeated and inferior. Thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions or additional interpretations to add to this card, then please feel free to comment and let me know.